Hello everyone, welcome to South Florida Jazz. This is 2021 Jazz Impressions, our first ever streaming concert series. My name is Ron Weber. I am the president and the artistic director of South Florida Jazz, a not-for-profit cultural arts all-volunteer organization. It's possible our audience is viewing anywhere from our base here in Southeast Florida in the Fort Lauderdale area to Los Angeles or London. Hi Nadia. And Tokyo or Tel Aviv. I know Anat Cohn and her brothers Avishai and Yuval are watching tonight. And in Tokyo, our great friend, pianist Makoto Ozoni is watching along with us. So it's a new world for us. And it's a miracle almost that we have a 29th annual concert series, considering how last year's series came to a screeching halt in February. So we are delighted to be here tonight for you and to bring this great music. I want to give great thanks to the Broward County Board of Commissioners by way of the Broward Cultural Council for their continuing support, especially this season when the arts would be otherwise shut down if not for the granting agencies in our community. And also great thanks to the Board of Directors of South Florida Jazz, the membership, and our supporters, who could become members, truth be known, and we'll give you an opportunity. As you've probably noticed, this past summer and fall, we did not ask for contributions for this upcoming season because, honestly, we didn't believe there would be a season due to the pandemic. But things have changed, and we are delighted that we now can bring you a great season so you can make a charitable contribution to keep this music viable, and more importantly, to keep our artists viable. This is a time of great stress for the arts and those who bring it to you and depend on you. So come to these concerts, whether it's virtual or live, buy the artist's music and support jazz. You can contribute to South Florida Jazz going to our website, southfloridajazz.org. Let me spell it out for you. southfloridajazz.org, and click on the support link. We have an extraordinary and eclectic series for you. It's 4 concerts monthly, tonight through April. Tonight we are privileged to present a truly all-star band led by trumpeter John Daversa. John is a 3-time Grammy-awarded trumpeter, composer, arranger, and also the director of jazz studies at the University of Miami Frost School of Music, Department of Jazz Studies and Studio Music. Hey John, it's showtime. So let me introduce the band and we'll get this show on the road. On percussion, from Miami Beach, by way of the Bronx, the legendary Sammy Figueroa. On drums, from Miami, by way of Santa Clara, Cuba, Dafnis Prieto. On the bass, the virtuosic Carlo DeRosa. Also from Miami, by way of Poughkeepsie, New York. On the piano, the extraordinary and internationally acclaimed Gonzalo Rubalcaba. And then there's you on trumpet and the electronic valve instrument from Los Angeles and now in Miami, the tremendous John Daversa. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the John Daversa Quintet.
Thank you so much. Well, welcome to 2021. We are making it work one moment at a time. Thank you for hanging in here with us. We are so grateful to be able to play music together here tonight and to be able to share it with you. We are playing in the spirit of togetherness. Before I go on here, I just want to thank everybody at South Florida Jazz and KCC Productions for making this possible, for us to play together tonight and to bring it to you. Tonight we're playing all about family. We're thinking and feeling family and music and putting those things together. And we put out a record a few months ago that was celebrating those ideas of how music can bring the family together. And I know that for many of us in this band, and certainly my family, music has been a common thread that's held us together. All my family all our members are musicians, and we talk about music and we connect after we have dinner together. Then we play music after, and it's always there for us. And in this time where we're home a lot more than we ever were before, it's really been a moment to really cherish and hug our families and have gratitude for all the lessons that everybody in our families teach us and really keep those bonds of family strong. And we all came together to do just that. And one of the byproducts of that is that we all have become family ourselves here, and I've gained so many beautiful friends here that I'm sharing the stage with tonight. I hope you feel that in the music tonight. So with that thought in mind, the record's called Cuarentena, with family at home. I was able to find a lot of songs that are written by family members or written for family members, and some that I wrote and some that were written by them. And the first song that we just played was written by my father, John Daversa, who is a brilliant trumpet player and composer. And this was the perfect opportunity to play 3 of his songs on this record. That they're songs that I grew up with, and I heard as I was developing as a young musician, and really shaped the way that I wrote and the way that I played, and I'm so grateful for that. That was number 22. And we're going to move on now with another song by my father that's appropriately named another number. They're all numbered. He has a book, number 1 through, 462, and this one's going to be 45. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I can feel you out there. We all can. Thank you for your energy to keep us moving through this this show for you. We're gonna play a song now that I wrote for my wife Tatiana, and I wrote it quite a while ago, and I never had the right place to record it, and so finally this was the project to get to do it. And when the lockdown happened in March, I mean, it took us all on notice, and I had a little bit more time than I had right before that, and so I got a chance to really arrange this the way I exactly wanted to do it. And of course, I knew I was going to do it with these brilliant musicians up here, and so I had them all in mind playing these different parts. And I called it the dancer, la bailarina, because my wife certainly is a dancer, but it's more about how she's able to adapt and flow and be present through her life. And I've learned so much from her in that regard. And we all learn so much through relationships, you know, with our family members, with our partners. It's such a beautiful mirror of the things that we can work on and the gifts that we bring to each other. So this is La Bailarina para Tatiana. Thank you so much. I want to reintroduce you to my dear, dear friend who's playing percussion tonight, and so many of you know his music and have heard his bands and have heard his records and his playing. Even if you didn't know you've heard him play, he's played on so many records. He's played with everybody, and I'm just so grateful to get to make music with you, Sammy. I want to introduce you to Sammy Figueroa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am extremely, extremely honored to be here in the presence of these gallant musicians, some of the most virtuosic musicians I played with in my life. And not only are they the greatest musicians, but they're also the gentlemen and some of the kindest people I've met in my life. And that's the best way to work, when you get along with people like these gentlemen that are playing here tonight. I just wanted to honor, and because John gave me this beautiful moment in this record, I like to dedicate this to my father, Charlie Figueroa, who was a ballad singer in Puerto Rico, and my aunt was also a singer. So I came from a family that was very musical, and also there were professors and teachers. They liked to read books, and there was always a lot of fun and a lot of humor in my family. We were listening to salsa, to rumba, to jazz, to everything that came through the windows. I absorbed just about everything I can. And so in honor of my father, who I never really got to meet because I was very, very young when he was doing his thing, and he was a true consummate bohemian singer, club. He stayed out in the night, and he was just pure bohemian. He was truly an incredible human being, and he was also a humorist, and he passed away very young. But what he left behind was a beautiful legacy of beautiful music that I got to hear after he passed away, and he left a lot of beautiful music that was gentle and very inspiring to me. And we're going to do a piece that he sang called El Último Suspiro, which was a ballad that was written by the great Rafael Hernandez from Puerto Rico. And he sang this song, which was his hit in New York City when he finally went to New York to explore the world as a young man. And this was the song that he sang. And to the memory of Charlie Figueroa, this is El Último Suspiro.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Sammy. Mm-hmm. We're gonna play another tune now, and when I was writing some of the newer songs and some of the new charts, I told my daughter, I said, told her the concept of the record, and she said, well, you've got to have a song for our puppies. I said, well, you're absolutely right. So I tried to write something that captured their playfulness, and we always had a nickname for them called Pupitas. And actually, one of our, both of them have passed now, and one held on just long enough to be recorded on the record here. You can hear her, Leah, you can hear her panting in time. And then she's barking a little bit at the end. So I was it was so special to be able to have her on the record in sound. And I would just like also to reintroduce another dear friend of mine, my friend and colleague on the drums, Dafnis Prieto. I remember, Dafnis, when you came here and you came to Frost and did a master class of residency. And we sat down to lunch for a moment, just a moment. And when you just connect with someone, it was like, okay, I want to make music with this person. I want to hang out with this person, and I want this person to be in front of our students as much as possible. And all of that has happened. And I'm so grateful to get to play music with you, Dafnis. And I know you're going to say a couple things.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Well, this is a great experience for all of us. I guess we all like each other so much to the point that we don't have they do for this band so far. So we're going to continue for a long time, and I feel the same way. I just want to raise a little bit of that, the empathy, the quality of empathy that we all carry within ourselves, and with it, talking about the relationship with animals and how fragile life is. And we can see that more often in animals that pass away earlier than our lifetime, and we can really sense that fragility behind everything in life. There is not such a thing as really strong, really in life. And I just want to, besides, this is actually an up-tempo song, so I should not get that much sentimental before the song, but I just want to bring that quality, which I think is very important, and it's very important when you meet someone and there is such a quality of empathy that really makes you, resonate with that other person or that other entity, whichever that entity is, could be anything, an animal or even an object. You can have a relationship with an object. So this is Pupitas, and it's dedicated to the two puppies that you have. Pupitas. Here we go.
That was fun. All right. I'm having fun anyway. So I also want to reintroduce you to one of the most wonderful musicians on the planet of Earth that I know. And I've had such a wonderful time getting to know Gonzalo Rubalcaba these last few years. He is also a dear friend and colleague here at Frost School of Music. And Gonzalo is really the reason that this record came to be, because I was asking him so many questions about bolero, and I was so interested in the history and the music and how it all came together. And we were having a conversation about how so many cultures, the bolero was what the family would play together after they had dinner, and that's what would bring them together. And so we said, okay, let's see if we can do something together. So I'm gonna allow the maestro to speak himself. Gonzalo Rubalcaba.
Thank you so much. Let's do it in the way we did it in the record. In the record, we have some comments in Spanish and in English. So I will do it in Spanish. Primero, para mí es un privilegio tremendo. Aparte de un goce extraordinario, estar con músicos de este calibre, de esta experiencia, de tanta sensibilidad y de tanta humanidad, cosa que tanto necesitamos hoy día y que enriquece tanto la música, enriquece las relaciones humanas y la relación como concepto, el vínculo, la comunicación. Por tanto, eso facilita la creación artística, facilita la idea, el concepto de organizar ideas y darle forma desde el punto de vista artístico. Yo siempre, como dijo el maestro Sammy, es mucho mejor hacer música entre buenos seres humanos. Se disfruta mucho porque hay temas en común, hay cosas que hablar, pero sobre todo algo importante, es decir, la capacidad de escucharse uno al otro, de escuchar lo que el otro tiene que decir. Estés de acuerdo o no estés de acuerdo, es respetar el espacio de cada uno. Y de eso se trata hacer música, de eso se trata hacer todo tipo de música, incluyendo el bolero, que es el tema que nos ocupa ahora, la próxima pieza, un bolero para Lola. El bolero es como la balada latina, es ese espacio que parece que se detiene el tiempo, donde contamos historias de amor, de desamor, anhelos, historias oscuras, donde nos desahogamos, donde ponemos de manifiesto nuestras ilusiones. Y hay muchos ejemplos valiosos en la historia de nuestra música, continentalmente hablando. El caso de Cuba, México, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, entre otros tantos que han aportado al género, al estilo, al género del bolero mucho en este sentido. Es un espacio que demanda de prudencia, de mucha prudencia, porque hay mucho tiempo para decir las cosas y no permite el atropello. Y es una conversación, esa conversación que de una manera obligada o como una tradición hemos tenido que abordar en tiempos de pandemia, más que nunca, porque hemos estado mucho tiempo en casa juntos, cosas que para algunas familias o para algunos núcleos familiares no es tradicional, para otros sí. Entonces es una forma de conocernos, una forma de entendernos o de llegar a la conclusión de que en qué estamos o no de acuerdo, cómo vemos el mundo cada uno. Y yo creo que el bolero tiene esa naturaleza que nos permite decir, contar una historia. A veces con versos, otras veces solamente con el sonido. Así que gracias a ti, John, gracias Sammy, gracias Dafnis, Carlo, por la oportunidad de ser parte de este proyecto. y de hacer música. Y gracias a todos los que han colaborado con este momento. Un placer.
Thank you very much. Our in-person crew here is applauding as loud as they can. I appreciate it. I have one more person to reintroduce to you, and that is our bass player this evening, Mr. Carlo DeRosa. And Carlo and I got to play a couple gigs last year before we all locked down here. And in those couple gigs, when this project came up, it just seemed like the perfect person to ask to come and do this. And I'm so glad he did. And you all should know, when we were about to record this record, we were going to do it right before March, and so we had to cancel it. And then we recorded this the last week of June. And, you know, I talked to everybody, I called everybody, and I said, you know, we could go in and do this and record this in our own ISO booths and actually make some music. And when I listen to this record, what I really feel is gratitude, you know, of us all just really cherishing the presence of the moment, just to be able to do what we do, to be able to make music and express all with each other. So thank you, Carlo, for jumping into that along with all of us. And I know you want to say a couple words too.
Thank you, John. I first want to say that I'm really grateful to be a part of this project, and I really appreciate you asking me to be a part of it. And it's an incredible opportunity for me to work with all of these amazing musicians that I am really grateful for. And I think also the music that we created together, and during the time that we created it, which we're still kind of going through, obviously, with the pandemic, it was such a rich experience to have and something that I cherish. And I also think that once the record was done and people heard it, it was such a beautiful response that I personally got from people who heard it, whether it was family or friends or otherwise. And I think that's a real testament to the beauty of everybody in the band in the music itself. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thank you to all you wonderful people and everybody listening.
Thank you so much. We have come to the end of our concert, if you can believe it. I want to thank again everyone for tuning in and watching and sharing this evening with us. Everyone at South Florida Jazz, everyone at KCC Productions, especially Dana Salmonen for running sound for us tonight, Patricio for running video and the live streaming and all the different components that come together to make an evening like this happening. Let me just one more time, if you'll allow me, to reintroduce on piano Gonzalo Rubalcaba, Sammy Figueroa on percussion, Dafnis Prieto on the drums, Carlo De Rosa on the bass. My name is John Daversa. Thank you so much. We send you love and joy, and we'll see you the next time.
Thank you, John, Gonzalo, Carlo, Dafnis, and Sammy for a sensational concert tonight. And thank you all for joining us. I hope you'll return on February 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for my great friend, vibraphonist Joe Locke and his band, Subtle Disguise. You are going to love that show. And please contribute to South Florida Jazz. Remember, no donation is too large. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Good night.